Hello everybody. This is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. I hope you are having a wonderful afternoon. So today I need to put together a long low centerpiece for a baby shower. We are going to use this green design bowl and fresh floral foam. Now when using fresh floral foam, always soak it first. You place it right on top of the water and let it soak completely, and then tape it into your container. I just used a little waterproof tape to tape it into my container. Next, what I'm going to do is I am going to use pittosporum. First, I'm going to cover my foam with a little bit of Spanish moss. Now what this is going to do is just help me cover up my mechanics. So I just laid that moss right into place, and it's not taped down or anything, but when I insert all my flowers and greenery into the moss, it'll stay right in place. I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut my pieces of green pittosporum, and I am just going to add this greenery right on top of the foam to cover up my mechanics. So I'm just cutting the different little cracks and just poking that right into that foam. Ooh, that moss has my nose itching. All right, next I'm going to use a little bit of myrtle. Now myrtle is a foliage, and it is going to give me some length in this arrangement. The table that this arrangement's going on is about 120 inches in length, and so we needed a little bit of length in this arrangement, and this myrtle does the trick. So I'm just taking it and I'm elongating the arrangement there, and then I'm going to add just a little of this myrtle here and there. So I'm just taking that piece and just breaking it into smaller pieces to just stick into the arrangement. Okay, so now that my greenery is in place, I'm gonna add the fresh flowers. So the flowers are going to be in pinks and whites. I'm gonna start out with my lilies because my lily is my largest bloom. So I have oriental lilies. And I am going to take my scissors and I am going to cut the individual blooms off of the stem. I'm going to take my knife, cut it at an angle, and tuck that right down into that foam. Just push that right down into that foam, right wherever you'd like it. But look how pretty those lilies are, and they smell lovely too, which is always a plus. I have one more stem of lily, so I'm going to put it over here on this back side. And then I'm going to certainly use these buds. Always use your buds. They make a great addition to any flower arrangement that you're using lilies with. All right, next I'm going to come in with some really pretty white Gerber daisies. I'm going to take that and I am going to wire their stems. Gerber daisies don't always love oasis. They get a little thirsty, and so they don't always love oasis. So if I wire their heads, it's going to ensure their heads don't dip for me. So I'm going to take I'm taking 1/4 of a stem of forest wire, and I'm sticking it right there in that disc at the base, and I'm just twisting it right around that stem. That's going to help his little head not to dip. Take your knife, cut that stem at an angle, and tuck that Gerber right into that oasis. I'm going to take another stem, another piece of my wire. I'm removing this little straw, and I'm going to wire this little guy's head. Just just like that. He's got a petal underneath that's got a little bruise, so I'm going to remove it. Cut my stem and tuck him right into that oasis. Okay, so I've got one on that side and one on this side. Next, I'm going to come in with some really pretty roses. I've got some pretty baby girl colored roses. I'm not exactly sure the variety, but this is a really pretty rose. It's got a good shape. So I'm removing any petals that are bruised and any of the foliage. I'm going to cut them short, so I'm just removing the foliage. Take your knife, cut it in an angle. You can certainly use snips. I just like a knife. And just tuck that right into the oasis. There we go. I have one more stem of rose. One more rose stem, I guess. At this end. Okay, next we're going to come in with our green trick Dianthus. Dianthus is in the carnation family. It's just a really fun, interesting little flower. Tuck him right into this arrangement. You have to be careful with those lilies because you don't want to bump them. They bruise pretty easy. Next, I'm going to come in with some white button daisies. You need to remove any stems that the little heads are broken off. And I'm going to take it using my scissors. I'm going to cut it in 2 separate pieces. Just sticking those stems just kind of all over the arrangement. Next, I'm going to come in with some sweet little mini carnations. Now, I love this pretty little pink carnation. They're just so pretty, and I like this color. I like that it's a little different than our roses. Going to give just a little bit of a pop of a brighter pink for a baby shower. I really like this pretty pink. Like I said, when you put the lilies in first, you kind of have to be careful not to bump those lilies because they'll bruise pretty easy. And so I'm just taking the little stems and I'm just kind of putting them all the way through the arrangement. All right, so next what we're going to do is we are going to add some pretty greenery. I have some baby blue or spiral eucalyptus. I'm just going to give us a little more of a line over here with this hue. So just kind of an interesting little line. Alright, and then I have some seeded eucalyptus. So we're going to fill in some of the gaps with the eucalyptus. And this is just going to give it a little bit of a whimsy, and it doesn't really take much. It's not going to take nearly all of this. Stick that over there. Take my scissors, and I'm just going to cut it into smaller pieces. And I'm just going to tuck it throughout this arrangement. And it just gives it a little bit more of a finished look. And it fills in any little holes. It works really well as a filler flower. So you can see it on this side. So see how that eucalyptus just kind of gives it a little bit of a whimsy and a filler. All right, there is our finished arrangement for a baby shower. We've just filled it with lilies, a couple roses, some button daisies, and some Gerber daisies, but it's so pretty and so perfect for her dining room table. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon. If you would, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We are so thankful for each of you that follow us every day. And if you would, push that little bell so you'll get notifications. Guys, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.